Hello everyone, I'm Bindushri CK, Assistant Professor in Sri Bhagavan Mahavir Jain Evening College, Vivipuram. Today I'll be talking about verification and valuation of assets and liabilities. This is your fourth chapter in Principles and Practice of Auditing. In your previous chapter, you have studied vouching, where you have learned how the various transactions entered in the books of accounts are vouched. And we also came to know that vouching is an essence of auditing because it helps us to know whether all the entries made in the books of accounts are supported by evidence called voucher, which also helps us to know the genuinity and the accuracy of the entries made in the books of accounts. The auditor also have to check whether the financial statements are true and fair. So when we are talking about financial statement, it includes profit and loss account and balance sheet too. So when we are talking about balance sheet, we have got assets and liabilities there, and just with the process of vouching, we cannot know the genuinity and the possession value or the exact possession of the assets on the date of the balance sheet. That is because suppose we made purchase during the year, you can check it through vouching. But suppose it has been depleted or it has been sold or suppose it has been mortgaged, we will not get an idea through vouching. So to know whether the assets shown in the balance sheet on the date of the balance sheet is true and fair, the auditor carry out a process called as verification of assets. So before getting into this topic, let us see the difference between verification and vouching. So the first difference is nature of work. Vouching examines the entries relating to transactions recorded in the books of accounts, while verification examines the assets and liabilities appearing in the balance sheet. The second difference is time. Vouching is done throughout the year, while verification is done at the end of the year when the balance sheet is prepared. The third difference is basis. Vouching is based only on documentary examination, while verification is based on personal as well as documentary examination. The last difference is personnel. Vouching is done by juniors like audit clerks or those appointed under the articles of apprenticeship, which is nothing but person appointed under probationary period. Whereas verification is done by the auditor himself. So these are some of the basic difference between verification and vouching. Moving on, definition of verification. Spicer and Pegler have defined verification as an inquiry into the value, ownership, title, existence, possession, and presence of any charge on the assets. See, this definition can be split into 4 points. If these 4 points are checked with an assets or liquids, then we can call the verification process is completed. Okay, I will just tell you what are those important points the auditor has to check whenever he does verification of assets. So firstly, he has to see whether the assets is in the name of the company. That is, the owner of that assets or ownership title lies in the hands of the company or in the name of the company. Secondly, he should see whether that assets is physically possessed by the company, whether it is in the possession of the company on the date of the balance sheet. Thirdly, he has to see whether that assets is free of any charge. So what do you mean by free of any charge? Which means whether that asset has not been kept as mortgage for the loans taken by the company. Fourthly, He has to see whether the value displayed in the balance sheet is accurate, and also he has to see whether it has properly stated in the balance sheet. So once all these aspects are verified, then we can tell verification process is completed. So once it is completed, we will come to know the genuineness of the assets that are displayed in the balance sheet, which will help the auditor to state whether the financial statements are true and fair. Okay. Moving on, meaning of verification. So as I told you, verification is a function of examining assets and liabilities to check value, ownership, title, existence, possession, and to see whether the assets are free from any charge or encumbrance. So encumbrance, which is nothing but an assets are given as security for any loan or not. Okay. So far we have studied the meaning and definition of verification. Now let us see the objectives of verification of assets. So the first one is evidence of the existence of the assets as on the date of the balance sheet, and this is usually done by physical examination of the assets. So auditor has to ensure himself that the assets are in the existence at the date of the balance sheet and they belong to the clients. So the second one is evidence of ownership of the assets, and this is done by examining legal and official documents. So confirmation need to be obtained from the client showing that assets have been acquired for the business and are clearly stated in the balance sheet. Third point, evidence as to the possession of the assets to see whether there is any charge or lien on the assets. So the auditor has to verify that the assets are in the possession or control of the client or in the custody of the persons authorized by him. And he also has to verify that the assets which exist in the financial statements are free from any charge or encumbrance, which is nothing but it is not given as security for any loan. Fourth point, evidence with regard to the proper valuation of assets and evidence of proper accounting of the assets. So, which is nothing but the assets recorded has been properly valued and authorized before recording in the books of accounts. So, the authorization of recording need to be checked. Next is objectives of verification of liabilities. So, the first one is balances in the creditors account reflect a true position as to the liabilities of the business. So liabilities are claims of creditors against the assets of business. So balances in the creditors account reflect a true position as to the liabilities of the business. Second one, all liabilities of the client's business, including those not recorded in the books of accounts, whether intentionally or otherwise, are disclosed in the financial statements, which is nothing but he has to find out any fraudulent act is done or not. If it is done, then he has to disclose that in the financial statements. Third one, they are properly valued in accordance with the generally accepted accounting principles and they are properly classified and disclosed. So he has to verify that the management have valued the liability in accordance with the accounting principles and also they are properly classified and disclosed. So far we studied about objectives of verification. Now let us move on to the meaning of valuation. So valuation is an act of determining the value of assets and liabilities and critical examination of these values on the basis of normally accepted accounting standard. So here in the valuation, what we do is it is an act wherein you determine the value of assets and liabilities, and those determined value will be critically examined with proper proof that should match with the normally accepted accounting standards. Okay, so moving on. Next one is methods of valuation. So first one is cost price. So cost price is nothing but the price of purchased. So at what price you purchase, that is called as cost price. Second one, market price, means actual selling price on the date of valuation. Third one, replacement price, which means an amount expected to replace the existing assets. Fourth one, book value, which means value of the assets after depreciation of amount. Last one, token value, which is nothing but normal value of the assets. So far we discussed about difference between vouching and verification, meaning and definition of verification, objectives of verification of assets and liabilities, meaning of valuation, and methods of valuation. So I wind up here and we'll be back with another video. Thank you for listening.